Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master 8 Days Perpetual Calendar. 40 millimeters in stainless steel, this 8-day manual wind perpetual calendar can be seen and purchased on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this 2011 to present variant of the Master 8 Days Perpetual wears far more elegant and compact than its predecessor, which originally launched as a limited edition in 2004. That former watch was 41.5 millimeters across the round of the case. This one is 41, but that bare measurement simply does not describe how much thinner this watch is, how much finer its lugs are, or how much better it fits on a smaller wrist and better plays the role of the elegant all-around watch that can be sporty and formal alternately. Now the timepiece has that distinctive 40 millimeter case with the bezel pared down significantly compared to its predecessor. It's more visible, it opens up the dial more and allows it to breathe better. From lug to lug, the watch is reasonably sized but not oversized. 47.5 millimeters from extremity to extremity is quite a bit less than the 50 or so of its predecessor, and in terms of thickness, quite frankly, it simply isn't. 12 millimeters isn't ultra thin, but with a nicely sloped and rounded case flank, the watch at 12 millimeters will slide underneath just about any tight sleeve or dress cuff. And it has a nice heft to it, but not overbearing. It's not cased in a sports watch vessel as was its predecessor. Now, the watch does have a very substantial centrally bolstered monotone stitch alligator leather strap, and I really have to give this a shout out because Jaeger-LeCoultre has what seems to be a range of strap qualities. There isn't uniformity. Some of the straps are better, some of them simply don't live up, quite frankly, to the content of the watches. This is a great example of a strap that absolutely lives up to the stature of the watch to which it is attached. Again, it has excellent thickness thanks to the bolstering, tumble home at the sides with a monotone stitch, and it terminates in Jaeger-LeCoultre's third generation clasp, their first generation double deployant clasp, this one introduced as a design in 2006. It does yeoman duty, keeping the watch from falling off your wrist as you're donning it or removing it at bedside, because it creates a loop with the other side of the strap for a continuous secure loop around your wrist. That's the advantage of a deployant, and this one has the additional advantage of having a very low profile when buckled, such that it looks like a traditional pin buckle with the low profile elegance while giving you the security of a deployant. You'll also note that it features semi-curved spring bars to close the gap to the flank of the case and create a more integrated aesthetic. Now the watch itself does transform a bit on the dial, where the biggest changes respectively are the loss of luminescence and the modification to the moon phase dial at 9 o'clock. Now again, on the original, which was originally released in 2005 as a serially produced version, 1 year after the Antoine LeCoultre limited edition, that watch had an all-silver sub-register for the moon phase depicting small vignettes of the moon on a silver backdrop, and it was just a little bit too cool. That dial needed a little more color, and you have it in a rich cobalt blue on this watch. Now another feature that marks a significant change is the fact that all of the indices, dart styled and polished, have been pushed out to the extremity of the dial. The original 2005 to 2010 version of the watch did feature a small amount of luminescent material, which made the watch legible in low or no light conditions. That's actually lost here, making the watch a little bit better in terms of its elegance and its suitability for dress applications, but perhaps a little bit less versatile than it was in the past. Nevertheless, aesthetically, it feels like an upgrade. Now the watch does feature an 8-day power reserve indicator at 11 o'clock, and then there is a danger zone indicator, which is located at 1 o'clock. That small aperture will tell you whether or not you are in the danger zone, wherein you should not set the perpetual calendar indications because it is engaged in its own turnover automatically. These are the hours of the night, typically between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. You'll also note it is an AM-PM indicator with a single side marked to represent PM. Now, It is the IWC Kurt Claus Perpetual Calendar module, and it is synchronized to a Jaeger-LeCoultre caliber 876 manually wound 8-day movement. Now this is free sprung with a 4 Hz beat rate, so it's modern, it's stable, it's fairly resistant to shock and vibration. It features 2 mainspring barrels and 37 total jewels over 260 parts. It does trace its roots to the great Septantième of 2002, the 70th anniversary reverso, and its caliber 879, so it does have a high horology background, and Panerai collectors will know it from models like the PAM 190, 197, and 198. Now the watch features a fully coordinated calendar driven by that 8-day manual winding movement, and adjustments are made via this case side pusher corrector such that all indications do move in sync, so you can't create a day that doesn't exist. So you simply push the corrector and the day, the date, the month, the moon phase, and ultimately even the year and the decade always advance in sync. Now the only downside there is that you have to make sure you don't run past the current date, as it cannot be turned back. You'll simply be forced to wait at that point. Now the watch does feature 5 ATM water resistance, which is impressive for a dress-intended timepiece, offering by the manufacturer's own account sufficient hermeticity for swimming on the surface. I wouldn't test it, but again, luxury is often about having more capability than you need, including in a dress watch. Now you can see and you can purchase this Jaeger-LeCoultre Master 8 Days Perpetual in stainless steel on our website.